Hello everyone, this is Ashley from Ashley's Creations, and today we're going to be making this shaker card. So this was one of the cards that I had included in my Christmas card sets that I showed you a couple videos back, just right after Christmas time. So I made 10 of these, so I made 150 cards, 15 designs, 10 of each card, and I put 5 in each box, so there were 3 different sets of 5, and this is one of the shaker cards that I had made. Now this was a card that I had gotten inspired by one of the Altenew designers. Let me pull it up real quick to share with you guys. But I took inspiration from her and I changed it up a little bit to match the colors that I liked, and I wanted a thank you card, so I changed it into a thank you card. So here's the one that I got inspiration. Here's one that I got inspiration from, by Anna Kosakoviskaya. I can't say her name. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that. But she's one of the Altenew designers. So that is the card that I had got inspiration from, and so we're gonna go ahead and make it together. So I'm gonna move everything out of the way. I'm going to make the background first because it's going to need a little bit of time to dry. So I have a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of Stamper Select White from Paper Tray Ink, and then I have the watercolor wash background stamp set from Stampin' Up. I'm going to turn it this way. And then I'm going to be using the 3 of the Altenew colors. I'm going to use Soft Lilac, Lavender Fields, and Deep Iris. I'm just going to take and rub them across the stamp here. I'm not going to have a lot of the dark purple, so I'm going to do more of the light. Add in the medium. It's okay if they're overlapping. And then we're going to add a little bit of the dark one at the bottom here. And then I'm going to take my Stampin' Up! Mini Mister. It's filled with water and this champagne mist. Stampin' Up! Sold this a long time ago. They don't sell it anymore. I don't know where you can buy it, but it's the Sukaneko brand, if that helps. But this is what it looks like. This is what it's called. So I mixed a little bit of that in here. I'm going to go ahead and spray it a couple times. I'm going to take my paper and just stick it down. And I have just some spare paper here. So then that's what we're left with for the background, and that'll dry really pretty. Put that out of the way for now. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and work on stamping the flowers, and I just realized that I forgot to pull out paper to stamp the flowers with, so let me pull some of that out real quick. So we are going to be stamping the flowers from the Altenew Beautiful Day stamp set. This is what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to start with the lightest one. I'm going to stamp it in the lightest Altenew color. And I'm going to be making 2 cards, so I'm just going to go ahead and double stamp that. I'm not going to make 2 cards in video, but I'm going to be making 2 cards, so I'm just going to stamp it since I have the stamp out. Okay. Wipe that off with my baby wipe. Move on to the next layer. we're going to use the Lavender Fields to stamp that one. And it lines up pretty easy. I just gotta figure out where it is. There it is. Hopefully my head does not get in there. Okay, so there's the middle layer. Now we're going to move on to the third layer. Which is this one. And we're going to use the deep iris. Flip my paper over here so I can see better. And I'm looking at my original card, I'm wondering if I had used a different ink, because this doesn't look like the same ink colors that I had used before. But either way, it'll look good. Okay. So that's the third layer of that, and then we need to add the outside layer. So I'm going to use the Stampin' Up! Archival Basic Black ink to do that. Just lining it up. Zoom in a little bit. Stamp this one as well. Okay, next we have to stamp out the leaves. So we'll start with the first layer, and I need 2 leaves. One, 2, and I'm just going to go ahead and stamp my other 2 at the same time. 3 and 4. Okay, then we'll move on to the next layer. I think this stamp set is beautiful. I just love Altenew's stamps. They're quickly becoming one of my new favorite stamp companies just because they have the most beautiful layering stamp sets I've seen out there. There's the second layer for that one. That one. And then the 2 down here. so that's the second layer. And then we need to stamp the outline layer, which is this one over here. And we're going to do this one in the third green. I had done the fourth layer of the flower stamp in the fourth purple, but I didn't like the way it looked, so instead I changed it up and did the black, and I liked that a lot better. So we're going to stamp this one. And try and line up the stems. Third leaf, and then the last leaf. Now again, I'm trying to layer up the stem part because that's the part that's easiest to get off when you're stamping this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut out my pieces. And because that'll take a little bit of time, I'm going to do it off camera, and then I'll come back for the next part. Okay, so now that we have our flower and our leaf cut out, we're going to move on to the next part of the card. So I'm going to pull back in the watercolor piece that we did earlier. So here's what it looked like. It's not watercolor, but we used the watercolor wash. And I'm going to put it in my Misty. Now what I did was I took the frame that's going to be on here, and I had put it on my paper, and I put the thank you stamp set down where I wanted it to go, and then I closed my Misty on it so that it would be in the right spot. And we are using this thank you from the Oriental Orchid stamp set from Altenew. I just love this font. I got this stamp set just for this saying right here, you are so beautiful inside and out, so I'm going to have to use that on a card soon. Okay, so that's in there. I'm going to be using the, I'll scooch back out so that we can see that. I'm going to be using the Basic Black Archival ink again. I'm going to go ahead and close the door on that. And I don't know if you are subscribed to my Sweet Petunia's YouTube channel. I'm just going to ink that up and stamp it again. But she is releasing a mini Misty, which is about this size right here. So right about where my fingers are going, it's right about that size. So a little bit bigger than an A2 size card. And it is releasing March 1st. That's what she believes is going to be released. I did another one, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp this one real quick too. Estimated ship date is March 1st, and if you buy it right now, she has a sale price going on of $40, and so it's normally going to be $45, and she's got grid paper to match the size. And I went ahead and I ordered it this morning because I figured traveling to craft shows, I take my Misty with me instead of always taking a bunch of blocks, so it'll be nice to have maybe a smaller, more manageable size Misty. Not that this isn't a manageable size Misty, but having something that's a little bit smaller, and maybe using this one for my cards and then using that one for my die cuts, so that way I can do multiple things on a card at once and not have to worry about it. So yeah, if you're not subscribed to her, go ahead and check her out and you'll see the video for her mini Misty. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put it onto the back of my card base, which is just a Stampers Select White 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card. So 8 1/2 by 11 cut at 4 1/4. this one will go for that card, but I'm not going to do that one right now. So what I have done is I have taken the Paper Tray Ink Shakers and Sprinkles rectangle die, and you can't get this anymore. It was part of their Shakers and Sprinkles kit, but people have dies like this. Like Science to Stamp, I think Lawn Fawn has dies like this. I took the stitched rectangle one, and I cut it out with this paper. Now that is a paper stack from Walmart. It's this mesmerizing marble stack, and look how pretty that is. I just had to get that. So it's like one of those $5 stacks from Walmart. I thought it was really cool, so I picked it up. So I cut that out, and then I cut out the Paper Tray Ink foam, the adhesive foam, so we can make the shaker card. Then I also cut out a 3x4 1/4 inch rectangle piece with my acetate here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stick the acetate piece on. I'm going to zoom you back in now. I'm going to do that on my craft mat so I have adhesive. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and stick the acetate on there. Okay, the little excess I'm going to cut off. Didn't line it up quite right. That's okay. Just cut off the excess here. Okay, and then we're going to take the frame, and this stuff's really sticky, and you could use foam tape, but I'm choosing to use this because it's just so much easier. I'm going to try and get that on there straight. Okay, so now I have the shaker the correct way and I won't have to flip it over or anything. I'm going to go ahead and fill it. I'm using these Pretty Pink Posh sequins. I don't know the name of them. They're purple. And then I'm going to use some of these medium purple petite flowers from My Style Stamps. I'm going to also use these two things from Recollections. I have this one, which is the iridescent glitter shape, so I'm going to put in some purple hearts. And then I'm going to put in some of these green stars because the leaves are green, just to give it a little bit different color. And then I'm going to use the micro beads. I'm going to do some green. I just like the way the micro beads make the shaker sound. And then some purple. Okay, and then we're going to peel the... You could run your embossing powder, or embossing buddy, along the thing here. I forgot to pull mine out, so I'm not going to do it. But you could, so that the shaker bits don't stick to the inside of it. And I'm going to go ahead and line the frame up. And just push it down all around. And we've got the shaker part. Awesome. You guys just love shaker cards. I'm going to go ahead and fold it and score it. It's the wrong side of the bone folder. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and stick the flower on. So let's pull that back in. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put dimensionals on the back of my flower. I'm just going to use some dimensionals from Stampin' Up. And then one of the flowers, I'm going to cut off this little guy and then cut some of this. And then the other one, I'm just going to cut this whole bottom piece off here. I'm going to put adhesive on the back of both of those. Okay, and remove the backings. So I'll put this one down first, about right here. Put the flower on. And then this one's going to go right in here. Okay, and then I'm going to add some of these Doodlebug sprinkles. These are the lilac glitter assortment. I just picked up some more of these today from my local scrapbook store in a different color. I'm going to use this big one. I'm going to put it up here. And then I'm going to use, I don't know, I'll use this medium one. I'm going to put that one right above the T and the thank you. And I'm going to use a little one. I gotten these for 30% off at Taylor Expressions on Black Friday, and I wish I had ordered more colors, because then I paid $5 each for 3 packs today when I went to the store. Okay, so that's the front. On the inside, we are going to stamp this Warmest Thanks You've Been So Kind from the Paper Tray Ink Bloomers collection. And we're going to just bring in our deep iris. I'm going to bring in my foam mat here. Okay, I'm going to try and get that straight. Alright, and then on the back side I'm going to go ahead and put just the outline of the flower. Just so that it ties it in somehow, you know. I could have stamped the entire flower again, and I didn't feel like doing that. So we're just going to do the outline of the flower. I'm going to bring in some scratch paper here so I can stamp it in the corner. So when I was stamping 10 of these, I decided that I didn't want to do the entire flower again on 10 of them, because that would have taken way too much time. So I only did the outside. So there we have it. There is the card finished. And as you can see, I did use the Altenew inks. They dried the exact same way. I was kind of nervous at first. They looked different, but they look exactly the same now. So the Altenew inks dried really nicely. There's the shaker part. And it's a little crooked, but that's what happens when you're doing things on camera. Nobody will notice besides us. And there's the inside. So thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to have some more videos hopefully of some of those cards that I had in my card set. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!